Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me real close tonight, because I'm about to save a lot of women from saying the wrong thing too soon to the wrong man and wondering later why everything changed. See everybody running around here talking about, I love you, I love you, I love you, and you saying it like it's a magic spell. Like the moment the words leave your mouth, he's supposed to lock it down, commit, change his ways, and become Prince Charming overnight. Words have power, yes they do, but timing has more power than the words themselves, and this is where so many people mess it up. You can say the right thing at the wrong time and turn something beautiful into something heavy. See, a man doesn't just listen to what you say, he listens to when you say it. Timing tells him everything. It tells him if this moment is natural or forced, if this feeling is growing or being rushed. When words come before readiness, they stop being romantic and start feeling like pressure. And pressure makes a man think, not feel. The moment a man starts thinking instead of feeling, the magic slows down. A lot of women believe if they say something deep early, it will pull him closer. But what it really does is make him evaluate his entire life. He starts asking himself questions he wasn't planning to ask yet. Am I ready? Can I live up to this? Can I maintain this level of emotion? And when a man isn't sure of those answers, he doesn't lean in, he steps back. Not because he doesn't care, but because he doesn't want to promise something he can't fully deliver yet. Timing allows a man to grow into his feelings instead of being pushed into them. Men fall in love differently. They fall in love through experience, consistency, and comfort. They need time to see how you handle stress, how you talk when you're upset, how you support without controlling, how you bring peace instead of chaos. When the timing is right, words land softly. When it's wrong, they land heavy. Think about it like this. You don't plant a seed and start yelling at it to grow the next day. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you leave it alone long enough to become strong. Love works the same way. Timing gives feeling space to mature. When you rush the words, you interrupt the process. A man wants to feel like he arrived at love on his own, not like he was pulled there. When the timing is right, he connects the words with the moments you shared, the laughter, the trust, the peace. Then the words mean something. Then they stick. Then they don't scare him, they anchor him. So timing isn't about holding back emotions. It's about allowing emotions to build weight. The right words said at the right time don't make a man question anything. They make him feel settled. They make him feel sure. And when a man feels sure, he stays. Men respond more to respect and belief than emotion alone. And this is something a lot of people don't understand because it sounds backward at first. We live in a world where emotions are celebrated, talked about, shared openly, and that's beautiful. But when it comes to how men connect and commit, emotion by itself is not the strongest trigger. Respect is. Belief is. Those two things reach a man at a deeper level than romantic words ever could. From the time a man is young, he is measured by what he can do, not how he feels. He is taught, sometimes without anyone ever saying it out loud, that his value comes from his ability to provide, protect, solve problems, and stand strong when things get difficult. So when a woman respects a man, she is acknowledging his worth in the language he understands best. Respect tells him, I trust your judgment. I see your effort. I acknowledge your strength. That hits his core. Belief goes even deeper. When you believe in a man, especially when he's still building, still figuring things out, you become a source of power in his life. The world doubts men constantly. Jobs reject them. Opportunities pass them by. People question their potential. So when a woman looks at him and says, through her words and actions, I believe you can do this, It becomes fuel. It makes him want to rise, not just for himself, but for her too. Emotion without respect can feel overwhelming to a man. If he hears deep feelings but doesn't feel respected or believed in, he starts to feel like he's being loved for who you want him to be, not who he actually is. That creates pressure. But when emotion is built on top of respect and belief, it feels safe. It feels earned. This is why simple phrases can have so much impact. Saying something like, "I trust how you handle things," or "I know you'll figure it out," may sound small, but to a man it's huge. Those words tell him he's capable. They tell him he's not being judged or rushed. They tell him he's enough where he is, even while he's growing. When a man feels respected and believed in, he naturally opens up emotionally. You don't have to demand vulnerability from him. He gives it willingly because he doesn't feel threatened. He doesn't feel like he has to defend his manhood. He feels supported, not managed. That's why respect and belief come first. They create the foundation. Once that foundation is solid, emotion doesn't scare a man away. It pulls him closer. Security makes a man commit faster than romance, and that's a truth a lot of people overlook because movies and social media have taught us to chase sparks instead of stability. Romance excites a man, yes, but security anchors him. Romance makes him feel good in the moment, but security makes him think long-term. And when a man starts thinking long-term, commitment isn't forced, it becomes natural. A man is constantly scanning his environment for peace. His life is already filled with pressure, competition, expectations, and stress. When he comes into a relationship, he isn't looking for another battlefield. He's looking for somewhere he can lay his armor down. Security is that place. It's emotional safety, predictability without boredom, and consistency without control. When a man feels secure, his guard drops. And when his guard drops, his heart opens. Romance can be intense, passionate, and exciting, but if it comes with emotional instability, mixed signals, or constant testing, a man never fully relaxes. He stays alert. He stays cautious. And a cautious man doesn't commit fully, no matter how strong the attraction is. Attraction pulls him in, but security keeps him there. Security shows up in how you respond, not how you react. It's in knowing he won't be punished for having a bad day. It's in trusting that disagreements won't turn into emotional chaos. It's in feeling confident that love isn't going to be used as leverage. When a man knows the relationship isn't fragile, he invests more of himself. This is why consistency matters so much. A woman who is emotionally steady, clear in her intentions, and confident in herself creates an environment where a man can breathe. He doesn't have to guess where he stands. He doesn't have to walk on eggshells. That clarity makes him feel safe enough to imagine a future. Security also means acceptance, not settling, not ignoring flaws, but allowing a man to be human without fear of constant criticism. When a man feels accepted while he's growing, he bonds deeply. He doesn't feel like love is conditional on perfection. He feels like he's building something real. Romance may light the fire, but security keeps it burning. When a man feels secure with a woman, commitment doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It feels like the smartest decision he could make. The right phrase speaks to a man's purpose, and purpose is the engine that drives a man's life. You can touch his heart with affection, you can excite him with attraction, but when you speak to his purpose, you reach his soul. A man doesn't just want to be loved, he wants to feel useful, needed, and meaningful. Purpose gives him direction, and anything or anyone who supports that direction becomes incredibly important to him. A man's purpose is tied to his identity. It's how he measures his progress, his value, and his legacy. That's why careless words can hurt a man deeply, even when they weren't meant to. When his efforts are minimized or his struggles are dismissed, it feels like his entire journey is being questioned. On the other hand, when his purpose is acknowledged, it creates a bond that goes beyond romance. Simple words can activate this. Saying something like, "I admire how hard you work for what you believe in," or "I see how focused you are on your goals," tells him that you're not just enjoying his presence. You respect his path. You're letting him know that his ambition matters to you. That kind of recognition is rare, and men remember it. When a woman speaks to a man's purpose, she positions herself as a partner, not just a companion. She's not a distraction from his goals. She's a source of motivation. He doesn't feel like he has to choose between his future and his relationship. Instead, he feels like the relationship supports his future. Purpose-driven words also create loyalty. A man will protect and commit to someone who understands what drives him. He feels understood at a deeper level. He feels like he doesn't have to explain or defend his dreams. That emotional alignment makes him invest more because he knows the connection is not shallow. This doesn't mean constant praise or blind encouragement. It means intentional acknowledgement. It means recognizing effort even before success shows up. When a man feels that someone believes in his direction, not just his destination, it strengthens his confidence. Speaking to a man's purpose isn't about manipulation. It's about awareness. It's about seeing the man beyond the moment and valuing the journey he's on. When you do that, the bond becomes powerful and the connection grows stronger naturally. Confidence is more attractive than affection, and that's something many people misunderstand because affection is visible while confidence is felt. Affection can be expressed with words, touches, and attention, but confidence shows up in energy, posture, and presence. A confident woman doesn't need to convince anyone of her worth. She moves like she already knows it. And that quiet certainty does something powerful to a man. It pulls him in. When a woman is confident, she doesn't rush emotional milestones. She doesn't over-explain herself. She doesn't beg for reassurance. That calm self-assurance creates curiosity. A man starts paying closer attention because he senses that her life is full, that she's choosing him rather than needing him. Choice is attractive. Need feels heavy, but choice feels empowering. Confidence also sets the tone of the relationship. A woman who is secure in herself doesn't react from fear. She communicates clearly, sets boundaries without guilt, and walks away from disrespect without drama. That level of emotional control signals maturity. Men respect that because it tells them the connection is built on strength, not insecurity. Affection without confidence can sometimes feel overwhelming. When love is expressed from a place of fear, fear of losing, fear of not being enough, it comes across as pressure. But affection paired with confidence feels warm and safe. It says, "I care, but I'm whole with or without you." That balance makes a man want to step up, not pull away. Confidence allows a woman to enjoy the moment without trying to control the outcome. She doesn't cling to potential or fantasize about promises that haven't been made yet. She stays present. And presence is magnetic. A man feels relaxed around her because he's not being pushed into a future he hasn't chosen yet. This kind of confidence also inspires respect. A man doesn't feel like he has to rescue or fix her. Instead, he sees her as a partner who stands beside him, not behind him. That equality strengthens attraction and deepens emotional connection. When a man encounters a woman who is confident, he senses stability. He senses clarity. And those qualities make him invest emotionally because he knows he's dealing with someone who values herself. Make him feel chosen, not chased, because there is a powerful difference between the two, and most people don't realize how deeply a man feels it. When a man feels chased, he feels evaluated, pressured, and sometimes even cornered. When he feels chosen, he feels valued, respected, and confident in his place. One creates resistance, the other creates desire. Chasing often comes from fear, fear of losing him, fear of silence, fear that if you don't do more, say more, give more, he'll drift away. But men can sense that fear. Even when it's subtle, it changes the energy of the connection. Instead of feeling like something he's stepping into willingly, the relationship starts to feel like something being pulled toward him. And anything pulled too hard eventually pulls away. Being chosen feels different. It's calm, it's grounded, it's a woman living her life fully, not rearranging her entire world around a man. She enjoys his presence, but she doesn't pause her purpose for him. She appreciates him, but she doesn't orbit him. That independence sends a powerful message. I want you here, but I don't need you to complete me. And that message is incredibly attractive. A man wants to feel like he earned his place with you, not through games or manipulation, but through mutual effort and genuine connection. When everything comes too easily, it doesn't register as valuable. But when a woman has standards, boundaries, and a full life, her attention feels earned. Her time feels meaningful. Her affection feels like a reward, not an obligation. Making a man feel chosen means allowing him to step up naturally. It means giving him space to pursue without punishing him for not moving at your pace. It means responding warmly, but not anxiously. It means letting silence breathe instead of filling every gap with messages and questions. That space allows desire to grow. It allows him to miss you. And missing someone is a powerful emotional trigger. A woman who makes a man feel chosen doesn't compete for his attention. She doesn't check his interest level every day. She trusts her value and observes his actions. If he shows up, she receives it. If he pulls back, she doesn't panic. She redirects her energy back to herself. That calm self-trust makes a man reflect. He starts wondering why her absence feels noticeable, why her energy feels different from others. Being chosen also means not forcing emotional labels before they form naturally. It means allowing the connection to develop through shared experiences, not constant conversations about the future. Men bond through doing, through memories, through moments. When you allow those moments to stack up naturally, the attachment deepens without pressure. There is also dignity in being chosen. A woman who waits to be chosen doesn't lower her standards to be liked. She doesn't shrink herself to fit into someone's uncertainty. She remains herself fully and unapologetically, and that authenticity creates respect. A man may be attracted to many women, but he commits to the one who respects herself enough not to chase him. When a man feels chosen, he doesn't feel trapped. He feels proud. He feels like he stepped into something valuable. He feels like he's with a woman who knows her worth and allows him to meet her there. And that feeling is what makes him invest emotionally, consistently, and deeply.